You're standing in the egg aisle staring at a $9 carton next to a $3 one. Same shape, same size, same yolk inside. So what are you actually paying for? Let's talk about the gap. The cheapest egg at your grocery store runs about 15 cents. The fanciest one? Nearly 92 cents. Same food, same shape, 6 times the price. That math adds up fast. If you eat eggs most mornings like I do, switching from cheap to premium could cost you an extra $300 a year. That's a plane ticket, or a really nice dinner, or 300 more cheap eggs. And here's what drives me crazy. You stand in that aisle staring at cartons covered in words that sound nice but mean nothing. Farm fresh, all natural. Happy hens. It's like reading poetry written by a marketing team. So what are you actually paying for? By the end of this, you'll know exactly what separates a 15-cent egg from a 92-cent one. No guessing, no guilt, just facts. We're going to answer 3 questions. Are expensive eggs kinder to the chicken? Are they better for your body? And do they actually taste different on your plate? But first, you need to understand how eggs actually get made. And trust me, the numbers behind this industry are stranger than you'd expect. Here's a number that'll mess with you. One hen, just one, lays about 300 eggs per year. That's almost an egg a day for her entire productive life. And the United States? We've got roughly 300 million laying hens pumping out close to 100 billion eggs. Annually. That's billion with a B. But here's the part nobody talks about. Hens don't lay eggs because they want to feed you breakfast. They're trying to build a nest, fill it up, sit on it, hatch some babies. So what do? We take the eggs every single day. And the hen thinks, well, guess I need to lay another one. It's like erasing someone's shopping list so they keep rewriting it forever. Now scale that up. Modern egg facilities house anywhere from 100,000 to over 1 million birds under one roof. 1 million. That's not a farm. That's a small city of chickens. The efficiency is wild too. 3 pounds of feed turns into 1 pound of eggs. That's better than almost any other animal protein. But here's the uncomfortable ending to this story. When hens slow down after a year or two, they don't retire to a nice pasture. Now here's the part that'll ruin your breakfast if you think about it too long. Every egg operation, and I mean every single one, has a problem. Half the chicks born are male. Males don't lay eggs. They're also the wrong breed for meat. So within hours of hatching, they're killed. Millions of them. Every single day. I know. I wish I didn't have to tell you that either. And here's what really gets people. This happens at the organic farms, the cage-free farms, the ones with the happy chicken pictures on the carton. It's not a cheap egg problem, it's an industry problem. But there's actually some good news here. Germany and France are already banning the practice. They've developed technology that can detect whether an egg contains a male embryo before it even develops. No chick, no killing. Problem solved before it starts. The US? We're not there yet. But some specialty farms are starting to adopt it. So here's the thing. The label on your eggs might not change whether male chicks die, but it absolutely changes how the hens that survived get to live. And those labels? They're way more confusing than you'd think. Let's talk about those pretty words on the carton. Farm fresh. Natural. Happy hens. You know what those mean legally? Absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip. Any company can slap them on there. It's like me calling myself a professional athlete because I jog sometimes. But 4 labels actually have rules behind them. Caged is the cheapest, around 17 cents per egg. The hens live in wire cages smaller than a sheet of paper. That's it. That's their whole life. Cage-free costs about 24 cents. Sounds better, right? Well, it means an open barn. But each hen might get less space than a laptop. Not exactly roaming the countryside. Free range bumps you up to 33 cents. Now we're talking at least 2 square feet per bird, plus they get outside time. Progress. Then there's pasture-raised at around 67 cents. These hens get roughly 108 square feet each. That's like having your own parking space. They actually walk on grass, eat bugs, live something resembling a chicken life. I'll be honest, I thought these health rings were a scam. I bought one half expecting to send it back. But 3 months later, it hasn't left my finger. And it does way more than I expected. Sleep, activity, heart rate, recovery, and stress, all from one little ring. The thing that helped me most? I realized my afternoon coffee was quietly wrecking my sleep. One small change, cutting it off after lunch, and within a week, I was sleeping like a rock. Now here's why I'm telling you this. Right now the ring's 63% off, just $60 if you grab it through the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee if it's not for you, but I'm keeping mine. Here's your cheat code though. Look for Certified Humane on the label. It's the only stamp with actual inspections and standards. But wait, do these happier hens lay healthier eggs? Now let's tackle something that sounds important, but really isn't. Grade AA. Grade A. Grade B, jumbo. Large. Medium. Sounds official, right? Like someone in a lab coat is carefully testing each egg for quality. Here's the reality. Grading is completely voluntary. The producers pay for it themselves. It's basically a self-report card. And get this. The entire grading process? They shine a light through the shell. That's it. They're checking if the yolk is centered and the air pocket is small. Nothing about nutrition. Nothing about how the hen lived. Just cosmetics. A grade AA egg has a slightly firmer white and a rounder yolk. Looks prettier when you crack it. But taste? Identical. The funny part is, rough shipping can mess up a perfect grade AA egg anyway. Same with sitting in a hot car for 20 minutes. Your pristine egg now behaves like it's 3 weeks old. Size is even simpler. Jumbo eggs come from older, larger hens. That's literally the whole secret. Bigger hen, bigger egg. So here's the bottom line. Stop stressing about grades and sizes. They're the least important words on the carton. But nutrition claims? Those actually deserve a closer look. So here's the big question. Are expensive eggs actually healthier? Short answer? Barely. I know. You'd think a $7 carton would be packed with extra vitamins. But the science is pretty clear. The price tag doesn't change what's inside the shell. The hen's diet does. Here's where it gets interesting. Feed a hen flaxseed or fish oil, and her eggs jump from about 90 milligrams of omega-3s to around 300. Sounds impressive until you realize a single serving of salmon has over 2,000. So unless you're eating eggs for every meal, that boost barely moves the needle. And organic? Studies show the nutritional difference is so small they have to measure it across 5 eggs just to notice anything. Per egg, we're talking maybe half a gram of extra protein. That's like bragging about the crumb you saved from your toast. Now, if eggs are your main protein source, sure, those tiny gains add up. But for most of us, it's pocket change in a nutritional piggy bank. What actually changes more noticeably is the color of that yolk. And that brings up something people always ask about. Ever cracked an egg and wondered why some yolks look like sunset and others look like a faded Post-it note? It's not about freshness. It's not about quality. It's literally just what the hen ate. Hens munching on greens, corn, or alfalfa produce those rich orange yolks. Some farmers even toss in marigold petals. Not for flavor, just for color. It's like adding food dye, except it's flowers. And here's one that trips people up constantly. Brown eggs versus white eggs. Must be different, right? Nope. That's pure genetics. White-feathered hens lay white eggs. Red or brown-feathered hens lay brown ones. That's it. No health difference, no taste difference. Just chicken fashion. Now let's talk about what's actually inside. The white? 90% water and some protein. Pretty boring, honestly. The yolk is where the party happens. All the fat, most of the vitamins, the cholesterol everyone worried about for decades. But here's what nobody tells you. That gorgeous orange yolk from your expensive pasture-raised egg? It photographs beautifully. It looks healthier. It makes your avocado toast pop on Instagram. But does it actually taste better? That's where things get interesting. And a little humbling. So we did the thing everyone talks about but nobody actually does. Blindfolded taste test. Cheap eggs, expensive eggs, pasture-raised, cage-free, even some that had been sitting in the fridge for 30 days. Fried them up with just butter and salt. The results? Honestly, a little embarrassing. I got maybe 2 right out of 8. My wife did worse. And she's the one who insists on the fancy eggs every single week. Scrambled. Couldn't tell the difference. Hard-boiled? Same story. Even when we tried them plain, no seasoning at all, the gap was shockingly small. Now here's the one exception. Those 30-day-old eggs did taste slightly off. A tiny bit flatter, maybe. But the second you add pepper, gone. Throw them in a breakfast burrito with hot sauce, completely undetectable. The only real difference we could find? Looks. Put a pale yolk next to that deep orange one on a plate, and your brain screams that the orange one tastes better. It doesn't. But your eyes are very convincing liars. So where does that leave us? Expensive eggs? Win on ethics, clearly. Health benefits? Barely there. Taste? Your eyes are doing the heavy lifting, not your tongue.